Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today I figured I would do a little video kind of showcasing some of the new makeup, not music, some of the new makeup that I had gotten for Christmas and since Christmas. And then I know I have talked about doing it. I wanted to do a video of using the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance, one on each eye. To just kind of showcase how, while they are similar, they are also different. Because I know I myself actually almost didn't buy the Soft Glam because I already owned Modern Renaissance. And so I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about them and do a little eye look on them because there are quite a few different similarities, and then there's some differences as well in them. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. I mean, off the bat, I see 1, 2, 3, well, 2, and at least 3 that are like repeated in both. Tempura, Burnt Orange, and Cypress Umber are repeated in both palettes. So there are some similarities, and I also just kind of wanted to do a quick little look to try and do 2 totally different looks. So it will definitely look goofy, but that's okay. So first things first, I am going to be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas to prime my face. I'm also going to be using the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer as well. I need to get this hair out of my face. It's going to drive me insane. There we go. Because I want to use that. Now this does come with a little disc that you can use to scrape some out, but I just kind of like to use my fingers when it allows the product to warm up a little bit more versus applying it straight from that little disc, because you're only supposed to use so much of the product, and I feel I don't use an excessive amount. If you're someone who uses a lot of product, then yeah, maybe you should use the little disc that comes with it. And as I had mentioned, they did come out with a little $20 travel size of it as well. So if you're not exactly sure if you want to bite the bullet and pay the $52 for the full size, you can do the $20 one, or you can watch Jeffree Star. He did a tutorial or a review on the $8 e.l.f. Silk Canvas knockoff through the Tatcha, and didn't find striking differences, so there were some similarities there. So if you're someone who's a little unsure, you can do that as well. I'm just going to go on with my infallible L'Oreal Infallible face stick and just kind of use that as my base today. And then since I am someone who likes to mix both liquid and stick foundation, I'm also going to go in with the new Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. The stick is in shade 402, and this is in shade 410. And now I have found that the liquid is just slightly light. I always have a hard time matching foundations for my skin because I do have hyperpigmentation, and so it makes it just a little difficult to find shades that are a match for me, because my face is so differently colored in all different areas. But I love how this blends out in the coverage of it. And I'm just using my damp Morphe Beauty Sponge. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before. This is a much harder beauty sponge than, say, Beauty Blender. I have noticed that there are times that it feels like you're bouncing a brick on your face if you don't moisten it enough. But I do like it because it's got the squared off edge. And I like the point of it as well. So I'm just gonna blend this out real fast. So I've been packing because my husband and I leave Monday early, like 7:30 in the morning, to go out to Denver, or Breckenridge really. We're gonna go snowboarding for a few days with friends. We get in Monday around lunch and we fly out Thursday morning, like same time, 7 in the morning. Because really, I'm only doing one day. I'm doing a lesson and then snowboarding that afternoon because I tend to hurt myself. I find a way to bum out my knee or something and I'm out. I'm done. So I'm a one-dayer. My husband's best friend, his girlfriend, is going to be a one-dayer. So she and I will probably hang out together that second day. I'm using the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in shade 120. I have used this concealer a few times and I do really enjoy it. Turn my makeup to my mirror to the magnifying side. I'm just using my little Sephora Cinderella mirror that's got a magnifier and then just a regular. I really like this concealer, but it's very hard to conceal the fact that I've got an 8-month-old tomorrow. Ella will be 8 months old, and insomnia, so it's very hard to hide that fact, unfortunately. There is no miracle concealer for that. Okay, so the under eyes are done. I'm just gonna go in with my little dome brush and my Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. And I'm just going to put that underneath the eyes and set those a little bit. And I am gonna let that sit there for a little bit while I set and swirl and set the rest of my face. Like my forehead and chin and nose. And just brush that away. Okay. There we go. Next, I'm going to take the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and just use that to put a little bit of warmth back onto my cheeks. This is a great universal bronzer just to put a little color. They have it in, I believe, 3 shades: milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and then just chocolate. And this is the chocolate matte one. Because I just solely use it to warm up my face after I've bronzed. Realize I didn't turn my light on to put a little color for you guys. Sorry. My apologies. I got myself a little ring light and I forgot to turn it on. I love this packaging. It looks like a little chocolate macaroon. And it's magnetized, so when you do close it, it stays closed, because I know this little guy doesn't do a whole lot other than decoration, but it is great. Next, I'm going to use, so I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews on this next product. It is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Minis. I got it in light, and I have been hearing a lot of different feedback. I know some people are saying that it doesn't blend well, or it's dusty. I myself have not noticed a problem with the blendability or the patchiness of it, but I have always, with contours, started with a little bit and moved on and added as needed. So I don't add a ton at first. So maybe that's just a tip for you. Add a little and then disperse and add more if needed. But I have yet to encounter a problem with it. So there's my 2 cents. And with the size and cost of the original palette, the 6-pan, 3 highlight, 3 contour, my skin is so fair, or I'm so fair, or whatever. I don't see it as a worthwhile investment to purchase all 6 pans because I don't use it. I would just waste, I would only use the 3 products that I use, and that would be it. I'm going to take my big fluffy brush and my NARS, or my Hourglass Ambient Light palette, and I'm going to go into this lighter shade here and mix in a little bit of the highlight. And just use that to diffuse and blend the contour bronzer on my forehead. Especially before I put my blush on, because then I can use this to diffuse the blush if needed as well. Okay, for blush, I'm going in with the Jouer Rose Gold Blush Duo in shade Rose Petal, which is the lighter shade here. Okay, and I'm actually going to keep, oh, no, maybe I'm not. I'll probably just use my little mirror. I don't know what I'm thinking. So I'm going to get started on the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take my primer, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focused Eyeshadow Primer. I do like that it is a stickier base, and I don't have to worry about the shadows blurring or creasing because I do have oilier eyelids, as I mentioned in my Natasha Denona review episode, or video, I guess. It's really not an episode. And then, where did my little brush go? There it is. I'm going to take that same little brush that I used to set my under eye and just use that to set this. Okay. So I have the Modern Renaissance, which I will use on this eye. So I'm going to set it on that side, and Soft Glam on this one. So here's hoping I put the brushes down instead of using them and cross-contaminating. Touch my finger into Love Letter on the Modern Renaissance, and bam, there she goes. So I'm going to take the clean little brush that it actually comes with, because I do really like these brushes. And I'm going to start on the Soft Glam side. And I'm going to use that tempura and just dab into that and start blending that into the crease. I'll probably, this is a really pretty, like, bone white. There's hardly any pigment to it. And on this other side, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do the exact same on the other eye. And just use that kind of all over. And use that to get this eye look started. All right. So on the Soft Glam side, I'm going to go in with the shade Dusty Rose here, and it's actually on the bottom corner on the side. And I'm going to use that to kind of get into my crease a little bit. So just use that on the crease. Went a little crazy out there. And then on the Modern Renaissance side, I'm going to go in with Gold Ochre. It is this shade, right there for you. And I'm going to get that one and start the crease on the other side. Okay. So as you can see, this was a little more dusty rose. This is a little more brownish. And then in the Soft Glam side, I'm going to go in with Rustic right here and use that just below my crease to slowly start to deepen up my eye. One thing that really drove me to go ahead and purchase really both of these palettes, because I wasn't 100% sure if I would ever even use the products in the Modern Renaissance, is just the blendability of the Anastasia products. There is kickback and kick up. There isn't much fallout, or at least I don't have much fallout. But these are soft shadows. So, you know, as you can see, you are gonna get a little kick up in the pan. On this one, I'm actually going to go in with Warm Taupe next and use that to start to deepen up the crease on the other side, on the Modern Renaissance side. Okay. And then on the Soft Glam side, I'm going to go in with Mulberry. It is this brick color. As you can see, there is a little on the brush there. Just start using that there on the eye. About mid-lid out. Just bringing that to the outer corner. I'm actually going to go ahead and finish this eye and then move to the other one. And then I'm going to take Cypress Umber, which is the deep brown shade, and tap that on that outer corner. And just deepen up this eye look. And then I'm going to tap into Rustic on the other side. Start about midway over. Just smoke out that under eye, and then just a little bit of Cypress Umber, and just to deepen it up. Okay, need to wash these now. What I am going to do is I want to go into this sultry shade here and use that. I'm going to use my finger, as I always do, and just use that over that Mulberry shade. And just bring it toward the inner eye. Sorry, I guess I could probably turn this way, huh? And bring that out. And then I'm going to go into Berry, which is this lighter gold shade here on my index finger. And you can really feel how soft that one is. And just bring that up and over. And I'm going to go back into Sultry on my middle finger there and just mesh where those two colors meet. There we go. And then I'm going to just take my brush and just, there was some fallout from those shimmer shades. But there is the Soft Glam side. And I'm going to go in over here with the Modern Renaissance side. And I've already got it built up a little. I'm actually going to go into Red Ochre and use that one toward the middle to outside. Very similar to what I did with Mulberry. But I do want to. So this one really doesn't have very many shimmers. And I'm going to go in with Love Letter, which is that red shade there toward the end, but right next to Cypress Umber. And I'm going to apply her And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little of the Antique Bronze, which is that third shade there. And I'm going to use that to deepen up the outer corner. Because I could use Cypress Umber, but I've already used it on my other eye and I don't want to use too much of it. And that is really getting all over my eye. So that one is very chalky, or a lot of fallout. I'm going to take that same Antique Bronze and just run that under my eye. And that one does have a little bit of a shimmer to it. And then I'm going to tap into the Love Letter underneath my eye as well. Just to tie all of that in. I'm going to take that same brush and just swipe some of this away. So as you can see, one is more brown and the other has a little more red. A little more red, just a little. Taking a little more of that Love Letter shade and putting it up a little closer to my crease, because I do want this a little redder. And then next I'm going to take, so this one really only has two shimmer shades. So I'm going to take Primavera, which is this bottom shade, and then Vermeer, which is the top, and use those and put them on the middle and toward the inner corner of my eye. So I would say that that is the biggest difference between the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance, is there's not a lot of shimmer shades in Modern Renaissance as there are in the other. Soft Glam has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmer shades. You've got these 3 here and then those 2. And then really Modern Renaissance only has the 2 golds right here. The rest of it is either satins or mattes. So there is that. So keep that in mind if you're debating, but there's both of them. I like them. I like using one or the other. The Modern Renaissance, I can do a completely, I mean, they can both do completely nude eyes or pops of color, because even the Sultry, or the, I'm sorry, not the Sultry, I don't have Sultry. The Soft Glam has some red, or pinky or reddish shimmers that you can use. And then you've also got the black and the brown. So unless you're someone who, you know, maybe like myself just loves makeup, or you love Anastasia Beverly Hills, you could get both. Otherwise, I'd say you can get away with getting one or the other, just strictly because they are so similar. I personally, I love the Soft Glam palette because I feel there are a lot more options that I can do, like different shimmer shades. You've also got the brown and the black in there. And if you're someone like myself who is a little scared of using a lot of color, or you've got a desk job or a professional job where maybe using a lot of color isn't something that you would do on a day-to-day basis, the Soft Glam is a definite for you, or the Soft Glam may be a better fit for you. I know when I flew for work, when I went for work to Nebraska, I took the Soft Glam palette because I felt I had a much better opportunity to use that one versus, you know, maybe the Modern Renaissance. Just going to take that spoolie and get rid of that harsh line. I'm not someone who likes a harsh line on my eyebrows. So how's the weather been near you guys? For me personally, I'm in northern Indiana, and we have had some really, really cold weather these last few days. Like today, it is currently a -1. This morning before my husband left for work, it was -22, all-time low. For my highlight, I'm going to use the Orgasm Infatuation and the Orgasm highlight. And I love this one because it's a very subtle highlight. It's nothing, you know, super blinding or anything like that. This is a very pretty highlight. So that's basically it. That is the look for this look. So again, we have Modern Renaissance on this side, Soft Glam on this one. My recommendation, if you are someone who is a makeup fiend like me, you can probably have a spot for both of them. I currently have the Sultry palette sitting in my Sephora online shopping because I want all the shimmers. If you want to pick one over the other, what are your day-to-day looks normally? Do you go for more smoky eye or a neutral colored eye, whereas this one may benefit you more? Or are you someone who likes to maybe do some reds or whatnot? Then this one may be for you. But I definitely would say this one is my favorite. I find myself reaching for this one much more than the Modern Renaissance, solely because you've got the 5 shimmers and you've got both the dark brown and the black. And you've got some really basic crease shades as well. So that is my 2 cents, but remember, my opinion is mine, and what works for you may not work for me and vice versa, or what works for your professional work environment may not work for mine. So take everything that I recommend with a grain of salt. Otherwise, you guys have a great day, and if you're one of my fellow Midwesterners, stay warm. There is an end in sight.